We're at the end of 2025. I keep hearing a song that keeps coming on. It's something I used to love. Looks like it's by Counting Crows in 1996, A Long December. Opening lyric is A Long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. And I think that's what New Year's Eve is. You're looking forward, you have hopes and dreams, and hopefully you learned a couple of lessons along the way. I know for myself, 2025 started off rough. I got my first and only DUI at the beginning of the year, and on the surface, DUI is a terrible thing. Um, it's just a bad thing, but that offense turned my life around. I'm nearly 11 months sober. I haven't touched a drink since that day, and it's a blessing in disguise. Really good thing. You can take bad things and then you can use it to radically transform your life. That's exactly what I did. Also, stopping drinking allowed me to get a hold of my thoughts. And at the beginning of the year, I was over 300 pounds and I've been dropping weight. In fact, I got another YouTube channel where I ended up dropping 50 pounds in 12 weeks by doing things like exercise. I've been doing some intermittent fasting and changing the way I eat. And it's been coming along. And those are two big things, and I still got some ways to go. I was trying to drop a total of 100 pounds, and we're going to do that. But yeah, looking at two major things in 2025, I've stopped drinking and I'm getting a hold of my health and fitness. So, a lot of people like to look at a New Year's resolution and think about what you want to do. Best thing is you can start any day. I've started these things well before. I'm going to keep the progress going, but yeah, think about what you want to do. If things didn't go well or you keep making the same mistakes, you got to have a plan. You got to know, you got to realize there's a problem. I think that's number one, realizing like, okay, this area of my life, it's not going that well. I need to make some changes and to be aware. Obviously drinking was a problem and there was a lot of signs that came up. And obviously health wise being, 300 pounds, there's a lot of signs. And a lot of times we just ignore those signs. A lot of times we realize that we have a problem, but we wait until the DUI. We wait until maybe there's a heart attack. That didn't happen for me, but for drinking, I had to get to that point where I had to get a DUI. I had to be in the back of a police car in order to make a change. And I think that's what this this channel's about is okay, let's learn from other people's mistakes. You don't want to get to the point where you're losing family members, you're getting a criminal offense, you have a heart attack, you lose a child, whatever it may be. You don't want to get to the point where you lose everything or you have something really bad happen. Now, I know for myself, you kind of see all the bad and it stacks up, but you keep making excuses. And my hope for you is you don't let that happen to you. That if you see your life and it's moving in the wrong direction, and a lot of times if we see it, we just ignore it, but other people in your life, they're going to let you know, like myself, you know, I was definitely made aware that drinking was a problem, but I ignored it. And things like weight, you can look in the mirror. If you start moving up and you're wearing double XL or triple XL clothing, you're making that's where I was. I know that I was making excuses. And this is a tough video to make. It's looking back, okay, you're making some problems in your life, you're moving the wrong direction. And if we can become aware of those before these issues become serious, where it's interfering with different areas of your life, or it starts affecting you in very serious ways, my goal is I hope that doesn't happen to you, because If we can learn from it before then, be a beautiful thing. I think the point of this video is, okay, we got a new year, 2026 is coming up. Look at your year, do a little recap, figure out what went well. And then also, yeah, look in the mirror. If it's your health, if it's a drinking problem, if it's relationships, if it's finances, really do an inventory on yourself. Realize and be honest with yourself. Are things moving in the right direction? Are things where you'd like them to be? Because I know for myself, things weren't where I wanted them to be. Things weren't moving in the right direction. They just weren't. But we make excuses. I know that I made excuses. And I hope for 2026, a lot of this stuff is taking ownership. That's my goal. Taking ownership of your life, of your excuses, of your mistakes, and then growing from that. I want 2026 to be the best year in the last decade of my life. And even though I had a lot of bad things happen in 2025, this ended up being probably one of the best years in the last decade, just because things are starting to come together. I'm starting to be aware. You got to be aware. You got to be willing to change too. A lot of stuff, it doesn't just happen. You have to be aware, and then change takes time. You know, with my nutrition and losing weight, you're having to change how you think, how you eat, how you move. It changes everything. It changes your entire day, especially if it's around your diet, because it encompasses everything. Every day we eat, every day we should get some exercise. And I know for myself, I had a lot of negative self-talk. You know, I think that's one of the ways that you get to 300 pounds. You let things get out of control. You don't really value yourself. You don't think that you can make good things happen. Well, 2026, we're going to make some really good things happen. And that starts by, you know, being grateful for what you have. Look at where your life is. Realize what's going right, what's going wrong. And if you can realize all that, realize that, okay, I got some work. These are the areas that I want to change in my life. It can happen, but you need to be aware. You need to be the one in the driver's seat to make those changes. So that's what 2026 is. Realize that you have some things to work on, get a plan, and most importantly, start taking daily action. If you do that, your life day by day will change, but you need to win the day. You need to start doing things every single day in order to move in the right direction. Every goal that you have requires daily change, daily attention. Let's make 2026 the best it can be. Thank you.